Montreal, Quebec, 4 teams left. 3 medals up for grabs over the next 2 days at the World Juniors. Semis first. Tyler Parsons perfect so far. He's 4-0. His team 5-0. No one has been able to handle 6'5", 230-pound Jordan Greenway in front. Alexander Polunin, 8 inches shorter, dangerous in different ways. And they'll go back to Ilya Samsonov on the left in goal as they try to get to their 3rd straight gold medal game.
On this Wednesday afternoon in Montreal, it's the first of 2 semifinals in the 2017 World Junior Hockey Championship as Team Russia takes on the United States. These two teams met last year in the semis. The Russians came back from a 1-0 deficit and won it 2-1 to advance to the gold medal game. Valery Bragin in his 6th time as the head coach of the Russian national junior team. The round-robin loss to the United States 3-2 was the first time his team had ever lost to Team USA. Bob Motzko was an assistant coach for the U.S. 2014 World Junior Championship in Malmo, Sweden. He's in his 12th season as the head coach at St. Cloud State University. Darcy Burchell, the Canadian, is one referee. The other is Marcus Linda from Sweden.
Gord, one thing to look at right off the start here. The United States has started Charlie McAvoy on the right D. I think we're going to see a boatload of him against this top Russian line, Vorobyev, Polunin, and their leading scorer, Kirill Kaprizov.
And the United States, Ray, does have the last change in this game as the higher seed.
2 Minnesota Wild prospects, nose to nose on the far side, Greenway and Kaprizov.
Now Sidorov fires it down to the American zone. Russia has not won a game yet when it allows the first goal. Kirill Kaprizov lost it to Kunin, and it's brought back by Greenway. Jordan Greenway across the line. Works it back in front, kicks on goal. As Bracco got a skate on that. And Ilya Samsonov, who started the game last year in the semifinals against Team USA, makes the save.
A dangerous chance as the Americans exit the zone and Greenway's got some time to carry the puck. This is where the big man becomes so dangerous. He's able to carry it at his size and create traffic. Bracco goes to the front of the net and Samsonov has to be really sharp to freeze the puck. Interesting again about McAvoy, and we'll look at this through the night, but he started with Caleb Jones. Against Canada, they broke those two out, trying to spread their defensemen out. They're not worried about that now.
Now Keller on a rubber on the try. Samsonov the save. The rebound lifted high. Like Caden Keller's got 8 points in 5 games for Team USA.
Pull around. This, I think, is going to be a factor in the game. The Russian defense is not mobile. The Americans are small and very quick. Look how Keller gets a step on Serra.
Quickly, Tage Thompson in for it, drops it back, and the Russians quickly counterattack. Trenton works in with Yurikov. Yurikov in, Wade shoots. And the save made by Tyler back behind his own goal and whips it around for Borowski. He turns it over. Now Harper back with it. Patrick Harper peels back in the corner. Harper sends it towards the goal. It goes off a leg and wide. Russians quarterfinal win over Switzerland, now wearing a full cage out there. Brought in now by Luke Kunin. Drops it off to Bracco. Bracco wheels in now. Center the Kunin gets the shot on goal. Samsonov will save. The puck's still loose. And Greenway puts 9th overall pick in last summer's draft. Center now for Greenway. Shoots and Samsonov swats that away with a glove. Puts it off the side of the goal. Gets it right back. Gurianov, the Dallas first-round pick, plays it back. And that shot by Dronov tipped wide. Now pressure from the Russians. Hammered wide again by Kudako. And Gurianov couldn't knock it down. Roslovic goes to Dronov. He turned it over to Bellows. Keeper Bellows in, shoots. Samsonov makes the save on him. Now Bellows back with it. Tried the wraparound. That misfired. Popped it back, and here's Rykov with it. Rykov leads the Russians in minutes played. He's been terrific for them. As Gurianov comes busting in. Gurianov a backhand shot. And the save is made by Parsons. As some pushing and shoving breaks out in the American crease. Back and forth they go. No score here in the first period. It's the semifinals of the 2017 World Junior Hockey Championship. Buck and Samsonov moving into rare air here at the World Junior Championship, Ray, with back-to-back shutouts against Slovakia and Switzerland. He's now gone 155 minutes without allowing a goal. The record for the longest shutout streak in World Junior history, Alexei Volkov, over 200 minutes in 98 and 99. Should have been dynamite in the power play. 7 for 20. The Americans 7 for 23. Looked across for Foley. Sends it back in front of the backhand shot. Lifted wide by Terry. What a chance there for Troy Terry. Now Ciccone back in the corner. Vorobyev got tied up there by Terry and tries to kick it free. Terry earning rave reviews from this Team USA coaching staff. And now Lindgren falls as Yurikov brings it in. Yurikov winds in. Can't get a shot away as Harper got a stick on him. Now from a sharp angle he fires and Parsons makes the stop. Puck still loose. Trennan trying to pick it out. Now the much smaller Harper trying to ring that around.
Nice save by Joe Wall, the backup goaltender here. Nice puck movement by the United States as Troy Terry bolts through to take Eric Foley's pass. Gord, you were just saying before the play turned that rave reviews for Troy Terry in this tournament. A real slippery, skilled, smart player.
As Borowski trying to clear it out, knocked down by Keller. Clayton Keller works his way in. Keller winds through the Russian defense, spins and shoots. That was batted away. It drops down to White. He shoots. It's blocked. Back at the point. A shot with a drive. That goes wide as well. And McAvoy came back on Trennan. But Trennan wins the battle for the puck. Centers it. Urtykin drops it off. Alexiev flips it wide. Now Alexiev back on it. Winds it across the line with Gurianov. That's knocked away. And played out by Ciccone. Now a lane for Terry. In comes Troy Terry. Busting in, shoots him his short side.
Just opened the door a little bit. And now the Russians seem to have gotten their legs back underneath them here. Now they're on the attack. Top line on the ice now for Russia. Kaprizov peels back in the corner. 7 goals in the tournament for Kaprizov. 5 of them scored in the power play. Vorobyev plays it down. Kaprizov, the wraparound drive, scores! Kirill Kaprizov opens the scoring. And the big line does it again for Russia. Kirill Kaprizov's 8th goal of the tournament. He has been a dynamic player. The U.S. turns the puck over, Gord. They've got it in full possession just outside the blue line. Polunin comes off the bench and creates the turnover. Now the U.S. has got it again. Caleb Jones can't handle it. He ends up turning the puck over, and now the Russians get to work. This is where Kaprizov has been so good. Turning direction, really using his quickness to get to the puck. And then he takes a nice little reverse pass from Mikhail Vorobyev, the Philadelphia Flyers draft pick. Vorobyev has 9 assists in the tournament. Kaprizov's got 8 goals, and the Americans are trailing by 1.
The Russians have scored 21 goals now in this tournament, Ray. This line of Polunin, Vorobyev, and Kaprizov has 11 of them.
It didn't take Kaprizov long, did it? From behind the net, jump out in front. Tyler Parsons is looking at the reverse. He's looking on his right shoulder. Now he's got to react. He doesn't get back across. And Russia's up 1-0.
So the United States trails for the first time in the tournament. Roslovic works in. A backhand shot stuffed there by Samsonov. Urtykin winds it ahead of steam, fires, and Parsons got just a piece of that on the way by. Took it away from him. Now Kunin battling there with Sergachev. Kunin drops it back for Bracco. Bracco works in, shoots. Samsonov got a piece of that and knocked it wide. Bouncing puck, knocked in by Gurianov, held at the line for the moment by Roslovic. Roslovic winds in, shoots. That's stopped by Samsonov as well as Kaprizov tries to play it around. Gurianov brings it ahead. Trennan jumps off the bench to join him. Gurianov peels back in the corner, centers it. Trennan couldn't quite reach it. That was swatted away at the last second. Fitzgerald. And Fitzgerald being watched by Alexiev, banks it ahead and finds Kunin. In comes Kunin. Just missed there by Dronov, but he lost. Minute and a half to go in the first period. Keller back with it. Clayton Keller plays it across. Jones shoots. Hit a skate in front. Anderson back with it. Drops it down to White. All in White on his backhand. Peels back. Drops it off to Jones. Lots of traffic as Caleb Jones comes in on Trennan. They tangle in the corner. Final minute off. Keller shoots off the side of the goal. And they score. It banks in from the corner. And the U.S. has tied the game in the final minute of the first period.
After the Russians had spent pretty much the previous 5 minutes in control of the game, the Americans finally get the puck back down in the zone. They're going to cycle this puck all the way around, and Colin White's going to hold it all the way to the top. Eventually it comes to the corner where Keller's just going to shoot this from the goal line.
Wow.
That's a brutal goal for Samsonov to give up after a terrific period. It hits him in the side and deflects into the net. Clayton Keller's 4th goal of the tournament has tied the score.
Scored against the Russians in the round-robin meeting as well. So the teams begin the second period 5-on-5. There's not been a power play awarded yet in this game. The referees are Darcy Burchell from Canada, Marcus Linda from Sweden. There was nothing really that we saw that went undetected. Just a great period of hockey.
Against the top U.S. line. He's out there now. The Russians want Gavartanov against Colin White.
Looking for the matchup even. Gurianov drops it back to Bartolov, shoots, that goes off a leg and wide. Now Sergachev comes in to sweep it back in the corner. Karnahuov runs off a check. Ashan steps into him. Karnahuov centers it and just missed Kavarlanov. And now walk in, connect with a shot, rebound, score! And the Russians retake the lead as Gurianov pokes it home to make it 2-1.
Here are those big forwards. Karnahuov and Bartolov get behind the net and they get into the cycle. And this is an outstanding piece of work to keep the play alive by Karnahuov. He outmuscles Jack Ashan. Ashan is the smallest U.S. defender at 5'7". He outmuscles him behind the net. And then as they get to the front, Gurianov gets in front of Casey Fitzgerald. That rebound comes off of Parsons' pads. A quick start for the Russians, and they've retaken the lead.
Gurianov, the first-round pick of the Dallas Stars in 2015, is playing his first year in North America. Ray for Texas in the American League. Slow start for him, but he's come on of late. 29. Roslovic works in, centers it, and that pass just missed Kiefer Bellows. They won the gold medal in 2011 with 2 losses. The team you see in the preliminary round is not the one you'll see in the medal round. Bangs it ahead.
The Russian bench, it's like the doors are bolted shut.
Bartolov swings it back in front. Gurianov couldn't get a stick on that. And White share the team lead with 2 power play goals each. White tries to chip that. Now White plays it down to Greenway. Greenway will play right down on the goal line. Keller finds him. Keller swings it back. McAvoy shot. Fana rolls right back. White a backhand shot. Samsonov's down. Backing towards the goal. Gets the glove down and hangs onto it. Charlie McAvoy's knuckleball almost handcuffed the Russian netminder.
Well, everybody's ready for this bomb that McAvoy has. He can really shoot the puck. Greenway's going to get to the front of the net, and then the thing never gets there. White has a chance at it, and then Greenway is battling away with Sidorov. He's batting away with Trenin in front of the net, and finally Samsonov is able to jump on the puck and get his mitt on it.
And Keller, White, and Greenway stay out there. Kunin on the back end along with McAvoy. Here's McAvoy with it. Shovels that ahead to Keller. Keller winds in, shoots. That goes just wide. Rossi goes to Keller. 45 seconds to go on the U.S. power play. Keller in, centers it. White got a stick on it. Now a bouncing puck knocked away by Samsonov. And Greenway back with it for Keller. Keller works back in. White standing in the high slot. Keller centers it. White got a stick on that. Samsonov comes across to get a pad on it. For the full 2 minutes of the power play, Keller works his way in, being watched there by Belyaev. Keller to Greenway, works it back in front. White couldn't connect. Long shift for Clayton Keller.
Over 2 minutes for Keller. Here's a couple of real good chances. Look at the acrobatics of Samsonov to keep that puck out of the net on the initial try. And then when this puck is being fed across to Kunin, it's tipped in the middle by White, and a real sharp save by Samsonov. There's the acrobatic punch out of the way, and now the Russians have their top.
Vorobyev works around the goal. Vorobyev has a look. The assist king now peels back in the corner, drops it off as Rykov comes ahead. Rykov sends it. Kaprizov with a quick chance. Loose puck in front. Kunin bats at it. And Parsons comes across, takes that away. His mask becomes dislodged, and the American netminder is down. 2 point-blank saves by Tyler Parsons. But then his mask comes off, and Parsons is still down.
He got whacked with a stick by Palunin on the rebound. This is a brilliant stop first by Parsons. Here is the rebound. Oh, it's actually Caleb Jones' stick that hits Parsons right in the mask. And oh no, no, he didn't get clipped. I thought he was going to get clipped with the skate as well, but it's Jones' stick that made the initial contact.
Kavarlanov. This line's been a handful and a mouthful in this tournament. Karnahuov up around, trying the backhand, goes wide. The shot taken there by Zborowski goes wide. Those second-round picks had his moments in the tournament, Ray, where he's looked pretty dominant.
Oh, I really liked his tournament. Here's
a penalty coming, and it's again going to be to the Russians, I believe. They had possession of the puck.
It's going to be Trenin.
Trenin goes off, and so the Americans will get their second power play of this period.
Trenin, who has really been a load big, strong, energetic, industrious forward here gets called for the slash on Colin White. Remember the last time the U.S. had the power play, their first group was on the ice for 2 minutes. They're going to start with their second group here.
Almost feeds it back to Bracco. And the Americans get it set up. Here's Fox with it to Thompson. Rink wide, he goes out of the reach of Bracco and fired down the ice by Rikov.
Well, that's a short look for that group. They've already made a couple of changes.
Now Bracco swings it rink wide. Greenway off the bench. Shoot! Tip score! Kunin tips it home. A power play goal ties the game at 2.
This is a spectacular pass by Jordan Greenway, tipped in by the captain Luke Kunin to Minnesota Wild prospects. Watch when the puck goes back up the ice. The Americans are changing. So Bracco finds Greenway coming off the bench. Kunin was out about 5 seconds earlier. You see the change at the U.S. bench. Kunin's already turned, and so now he can drive the middle of the ice. Bracco snaps his pass across to Greenway, and this is a gorgeous feed for Luke Kunin. Kunin has 11 goals in 16 games at the University of Wisconsin. He's been a captain just about everywhere he's been. And these two Wild prospects can celebrate here. Somehow, he slipped into the second round.
Now Kadako in. Works it and shoots. He fired that wide. Pass for Kaprizov. Knocked away from him as Foley has it back. Eric Foley almost gave it right back to Kaprizov. And now Roslovic has it back, along with Anderson. Roslovic to Anderson. In the shoot. Just missed short side. Face-off won by the Russians. Rikov plays it across. Serra with a shot that goes wide. Now Belyaev centers it. Gurianov couldn't reach it as Parsons was caught out of the goal. Now Roslovic with a bouncing puck. Knocks it down. Roslovic in. Sweeps it on goal. Samsonov makes the save. What a dash by Roslovic to his feet. Now played back for Sergachev. Across for Kadako to Sergachev. Winds and shoots, and Parsons makes the glove save with Karnailov standing right in front. Kunin to Rikov. Long wrist shot got through. Parsons knocked that away. Kaprizov back. Kaprizov. Chris crossing with Karnailov. Feeds it back across. Kunin shoots, and he missed far side. The puck comes back down to the Russian zone. And as Greenway lifts that down to the Russian zone and goes off on a change. Samsonov for Sergachev. Look out. Samsonov almost had that pass hit him in the head. Keller back with it. But squeezed there by Kadako. Out the other side it goes to White. Colin White gathers it up. White works it and shoots. Scores! Colin White fires it home, and the Americans have the lead for the first time.
I've got a great view of this from where I'm standing. When White came from left to right, the defenseman was right in front of Samsonov the whole way across. There's no way Samsonov picks up this puck. Really good work behind the net as Keller keeps the play alive. And watch White as he goes across. Sergachev is right in front of him. He doesn't see it, and it goes right underneath his arm. That's the second goal of the game for White. It deflected off of Sergachev's leg, I believe, as well. Off his trailing right leg. We'll get a look at it here. Yes, yep. Right there. And now you see the change of direction, the lack of vision for Samsonov, and the U.S. has answered and now has a 3-2 lead.
Playing a huge role here this afternoon, and the U.S. leads it 3-2. Now Urako with a shot. That deflected, and Parsons just about missed that. To Bellows. Keeper Bellows banks it down. And Borowski goes back forward as Bellows bears in. Down for Roslovic, a jam play, sound of the goal. Samsonov turned for it. Knocked away by Lindgren. Fox, long lead pass, finds Bracco. Jeremy Bracco, Ian has a look, shoots, and Samsonov made the save short side. Now Bracco looking for it. Final minute now, the second period. Joey Anderson centers it. Keller gets a shot away. Samsonov kicks it away. What a move there by Gurianov. In across the line, Gurianov with a chance. Now Gurianov swings it back across, bouncing puck. Karnailov gets a shot away. And they'll start Kunin, Keller, Greenway up front, White, and McAvoy in the back end. Charlie McAvoy's played just shy of 18 minutes so far in the game, right?
Yeah, about pace for 25 minutes. Almost 6 minutes more than anybody else on the U.S. blue line.
Brought in by White. 40 seconds to go in the power play. There's a full 360 around the offensive zone. Now Kunin has it. Kunin drops it down to White. Sergachev steps into him. No shots on goal for the U.S. so far in this power play. Keller Works it back to McAvoy. Feeds across to Kunin. And now Kunin back to McAvoy with time. Wrists it down, and the pass handcuffed Keller. Now fed back to McAvoy. Cross he goes. Keller winds and shoots. Samsonov saves. Greenway pays it across. And White couldn't quite reach it. Samsonov had no idea where that puck was. Now Greenway back with it. For Keller. Keller shoots. Samsonov makes the save. Hangs on as Greenway taking for the loose puck. 2 quick shots for the U.S. on the power play that has 1 second remaining.
Samsonov had stopped the puck, but it had leaked through his feet after White gave him a little whack here. McAvoy's got Keller. There's one shot. That's a crisp pass. Sharp pass by Greenway, and then here's Keller's shot. Watch White go to the net. Lots of times it's a whack like that. Now, even though it's not much, difficult off the deflection that earns a penalty. They don't call it, but a difficult stop for Samsonov as that puck bounced off Kudako's stick.
Alexiev works in. He's poke check. White's got it back. Feeds out to Keller. Chance for a 2-on-1. Here as Keller winds his way in. Centers it for White. His stick was lifted at the last second by Alexiev. Now Keller back on it. Walks out. Shoots. Samsonov makes the save on that sharp angle shot and hangs on.
Clayton Keller's in.
Lead pass for Palunin. Lifts that down. Parsons waiting for it. And with Kaprizov bearing in, Parsons turn it over. Kaprizov feeds it back across. Vorobyev missed it. Now Palunin back with it. Lost the puck to Anderson. Through the middle for Keller. In comes Keller. Busting in. Keller spun around. Samsonov is down. And a penalty shot being awarded to the United States.
That's the right call.
Referee Marcus Lind of Sweden put his arms over his head right away. And Clayton Keller will be awarded a penalty shot here in a 3-2 game.
The Russians have an opportunity, and the puck goes past the front of the net. Anderson gets the puck to Keller. Keller just zips through the middle of the ice, and he gets tied up here by Zaborowski. And now the nifty Clayton Keller, one of the U.S.'s most talented players. Gord, you mentioned the national team development program all-time leading scorer, is going to have a penalty shot here against Ilya Samsonov.
And what a moment this is. The second time the Americans have had a penalty shot against the Russians in the tournament. In the round robin, Tage Thompson was turned away. And here comes Keller to make it a 2-goal lead. Keller swings it on Samsonov. Works away wide. In! Oh, what a stop by Samsonov with the glove. Wow.
That is a lightning quick glove stop for Ilya Samsonov. Keller, who has a couple assists, does that. Samsonov follows him across. Look how high he is out at the top of the crease. And Keller's backhand is snared, and Zaborowski is among many.
So it remains 3-2 as Terry comes in with Bellows. Troy Terry walks in, shoots. He fired that wide as Samsonov lunged at that loose puck. Now Roslovic works back in. Poke check there by Samsonov. Terry has it back.
There on the boards.
Terry picked off that pass. And Lindgren's making his way off for Team USA. Roslovic. Crisscrossing there with Bellows, who picks it out. And Bellows moves out in the corner, played around by Sidorov. Here's Fox. It's blocked by Gurianov on a race for the loose puck. In comes Gurianov. Behind Fitzgerald. Gurianov scores! Dennis Gurianov ties the game with a breakaway. It's 3-3.
Well, Dennis Gurianov has been the best Russian forward in this game this afternoon. And this is the end of a sequence of events for Bob Moskow and the United States. Lindgren is going to get hurt here. He runs into Gurianov there. Gurianov's shoulder catches Lindgren in the face. Lindgren goes on the ice, so the U.S. has to make a change. But when they make the change, they can't get up into the play. Gurianov is able to get to the puck, and now he's got a breakaway, and he delicately slides this through Tyler Parsons' legs. He shoots the arrow, and the Russians have tied the Americans here moments after Clayton Keller was stopped on the penalty shot.
And as much as McAvoy is a key part for the Americans, Rykov plays a huge role for the Russians. Keller drops it down to Greenway. Greenway centers it, missed White, and an in shoot. Oh, what a stop by Samsonov! And the loose puck knocked down and fed down the ice by Karnahua. Up ahead for Kunin, who has the American power play goal. In comes Terry on the dash. A backhand shot goes wide up the other side. Feeds it back to Fox. 40 seconds to go on the power play. In comes Tage Thompson. A shot that goes off a leg and wide. Bracco back with it. Bracco for Fox to Thompson. Thompson rink wide. He goes for Bracco. Back for Thompson. Winds and shoots. He misfired on that. Now Terry back to Thompson. To Terry on the goal line. Back to Tage Thompson. Plays it back across to Bracco. To Thompson. Winds and fires. And that time Sergachev got in the way. It deflected off him. Here's Bracco back with it. 15 seconds to go on the power play. Back it goes to Fox. Thompson winds and fires. Blocked again by Sergachev. And that took a bite out of him. And now fed down the ice by Alexeyev. The Team USA. Colin White's one of them. The puck knocked by him. Trenton has it. In comes Trenton. Shoots. Parsons makes a save. Back to Troy Terry. Plays it down to Roslovic. Walks out. Jack Roslovic spins and shoots. It goes off the side of the goal. Scooped up by Terry. He walks right out. Troy Terry fires, and he hammered it wide. Rykov goes back for the Russian. Rykov plays it around for Gurianov. Pass ahead for Gurianov. Being watched there by Jones. Gurianov steaming in. Shovels it in front. Set flying into the goal by Jones. And they're going to say Jones pushed him in. I don't believe they're calling a penalty here. But they're not calling goalie interference because Jones took Gurianov in.
What a drive on the right wing by Gurianov. We've talked about him more than a few times. He challenges Jones to the net, and there's the shove from Jones. So no penalty called. It's not interference, and it's not goalie interference, and quite frankly, I like the call. So before there's any other problem, they blow the play dead, and there'll be a face-off to the right of Tyler Parsons.
Corners Belyayev. Winds his way out, sidestep that check from Anderson. In comes Belyayev, in Ciccone. Belyayev works it around, and a save made by Parsons. Tyler Parsons' chance to make a big save. Now a steal by White, works in. Colin White peels back in front of Voronkov. White holds, drops it back for McAvoy. McAvoy steaming in, shoots, Samsonov makes the save, and hangs on.
The quicker they get this down, they can do a quick scrape of the ice. And then 4-on-4
for 10 minutes. And Vorobyev's shot goes off a foot. And 3-3 is your score.
Kunin out against Vorobyev and Kaprizov, two of the most dangerous Russian forwards.
Neither team has been to overtime yet in this tournament. Russians needed OT last year to beat the Danes in their quarterfinal matchup. Now for Rykov. Rink wide he goes for Sidorov. Sidorov snaps the pass in. Vorobyev busting in. Vorobyev a backhand shot, and McAvoy got a stick on that. Here's Vorobyev back with it. Fresh legs on the ice now for the Russians. Vorobyev bowls his way in front. Parsons is down. Roslovic tied up there by Kadako. And Kadako taken down by Roslovic. Roslovic moves to the side of the goal. Shoots off the side of the goal post. Terry. Now Kunin for Terry. Terry walks in. Trenton knocked that away. Works it with Urikov. Urikov in on Jones. In comes Gurianov with it now. Gurianov pulls it back in front. Keller dives back. Parsons makes the stop. A traffic jam in the American crease, and the puck stays out. Alexeyev taps it across for Polunin. Polunin works in, has room, shoots, and Parsons makes the save on Alexander Polunin. Draw one. Sidorov at the point holds it. In comes Rykov with it. Rykov doubles it towards the goal. Kaprizov shoots, pad saved by Parsons. Trying to walk back in. White picks it off, and the Americans are back with numbers. White, along with Keller. Colin White gets in, shoots. Samsonov makes the save. White has it back. Samsonov was spilled there. Tangled with a teammate. Now plays it back in the corner. Keller around to Fitzgerald. Casey Fitzgerald down to Keller, loose behind the goal. Works it back in front. The pass missed White. Dean center ice, plays it ahead for Anderson. Anderson has some room, walks in and fires at the goalpost. Bring it right off the pipe. Not close to ending it. Terry peels back, walks in, sends it back in front. Caleb Jones, oh, what a save by Samsonov, and the puck is under him. Samsonov saves the game for the Russians.
Oh my, an unbelievably lucky break for Samsonov on the long Josh Anderson shot. Joey Anderson shoots this thing, it hits the crossbar. Now Samsonov's got to get himself reconnected, and as he's facing the back of the net, Joey Anderson's shot is going to hit him in the back.
A great first stop, then forged it on the second. He passed for Roslovic. He's bumped there by Kadako. Vorobyev plays a rink wide for Sergachev. Mikhail Sergachev works it out to Kunin. Backhand shot. Parsons makes the save. Kaprizov trying to work it. Bounces to McAvoy. Under 3 to go here in the overtime. McAvoy walks up the goal line. Wraps around the backhand shot. Loose in front for a moment. Gurianov plays it back at the line. And back for Kaprizov. In comes Kaprizov. Walks in. Feeds across Vorobyev. Spins it back at the point. Kadako finds Sergachev in, shoots. That was blocked by Jones. Couldn't get the rush away. Now plays it back for Sergachev. And Sergachev steps back, lifts it down to center ice, and this game will go to a shootout to decide who goes to the gold medal game tomorrow night. The Russians outshot the United States 8-7 in OT. But to a 5-round penalty shot we go, and don't forget, after 5, you can use any player you want.
Colin White will get things going. He'll be the first shooter for the United States. 2 goals today.
And here we go. A shootout to decide who plays for gold tomorrow night. The loser will play for bronze in the afternoon. Colin White, the Ottawa Senators' first-round pick. 2 goals so far today. White in, stopped by Samsonov.
Well, Samsonov stayed with White. We saw in the penalty shot earlier how aggressive he is out on top of the blue paint. Samsonov stays, spreads, and makes the stop. And here's Gurianov, who is the best Russian forward today.
Plays for the Texas Stars, Dallas' top team in the American Hockey League. Gurianov in, has a look, scored! Russia leads it 1-0 after the first round.
This shot just overpowers the stick of Tyler Parsons. Gurianov shoots it on the move, hits the stick and goes through. And Clayton Keller is going to shoot for the United States.
Keller, in on Samsonov. Lost the puck for a moment, in, and Samsonov pokes it away. Lost his stick in the process. Did he throw his stick at it?
No, he went to poke check it and he got it tied up. The slickest puck handler on the United States is going to lose the puck. And so Samsonov goes for the poke check. Keller misses, and here's Polunin.
Returnee from last year. Polunin in. Oh, the splits by Parsons, turns it away. Still 1-0 Russia.
He gets spread out, gets his skate to the post as Polunin tries to slide it around him. And now Joey Anderson with the crossbar and had another great chance in overtime.
Plays for the NCAA's #1 ranked team, Minnesota Blues. Anderson in, and Samsonov takes it away. They keep trying that one side on him. And Samsonov's driven away all 3 times. The Russians thought they'd won the game. The horn sounded, but it's a 5-round shootout.
Now they're waving Sidorov off. They're like, you're not our shooter.
Sidorov had piled over the bench, over the boards. The horn sounded. Whoops.
You get back in here. We'll go with a different player, and it's Alexeyev, who looks to give the Russians a 2-goal edge.
Alexeyev in on Parsons, and Parsons makes the glove save. It's still 1-0.
These goaltenders have been solid, brass. What a stop by Parsons up on top of the crease. Glove stop, and now it's Troy Terry.
Troy Terry, the University of Denver. In on Samsonov, scores! And now it's 1-1.
One of the Americans' most valuable players in this tournament, in my opinion. He's slick, he's versatile, and he snaps this through Samsonov's feet.
We have not seen Kaprizov yet. It's going to be Vorobyev now for the Russians.
Vorobyev doesn't have a goal in the tournament. He's got 9 assists.
To restore the Russian lead, Vorobyev works in, scores! Now 2-1 through 4 rounds.
That was a quick delivery by Vorobyev. Once he gets in here, look how quick he goes to his forehand. Boom, and it's in. And now it's up to Jeremy Bracco as the Russians celebrate.
Bracco plays for the Kitchener Rangers in the OHL to keep the U.S. alive. Bracco in, scores! And it's 2-2.
Bracco has outsized confidence in his abilities. He started the year in a 26-game point streak, and he goes through the 5-hole to send this to the 5th shooter.
What a moment. Here he comes. Kaprizov. In on Parsons. Kaprizov. Stop! And it's on to the next round we go. Now you can go back and use anyone you want, as many times as you want, until it's over.
I've been really impressed with Parsons and some of the saves he's had to make and hold on here. Parsons keeps this alive. And now the Russians will shoot first. That's what they were talking about, Gord. They flipped the order in the round. So now Gurianov will go first.
Gurianov in on Parsons. Scores! He's 2 for 2.
Wow, can he shoot the puck? My goodness. And now if Troy Terry doesn't score, the Russians are in the final as Gurianov snaps this just over the pad.
Terry rather scored his first attempt in the 4th round. Now to keep the U.S. alive. Terry, Samsonov scores! Sticks it right in there, and it's on to round 7.
Oh my goodness, what patience. What courage to make this move. Terry stops up, glides forward, and opens up Samsonov to slide it into the corner.
And now Kunin will be the next Russian shooter. He was stopped in round 2. Kunin hit the goal post. And now the Americans can win it.
I would go back with Terry.
They are.
Here's Kunin's shot. Off the glove, off the bar, and Troy Terry can put this away for the Americans.
Shades of TJ Oshie. Now in comes Terry to win it for Team USA. He does it! Troy Terry, the shootout winner. And the United States will play for gold at the World Junior Championship after an epic win over the Russians in the semifinal. The Americans have beaten the Russians for the first time in the medal round. They were 0-7 going in, but this shootout win in round 7, Troy Terry, 3 for 3 in the shootout, wins it.
Gord, 3 times Terry beat Samsonov through the 5-hole. 3 times a different move. This 3rd one to the backhand, he slides it through Samsonov. And after Tyler Parsons had made a stop on Kunin and hit the crossbar, Troy Terry sends the Americans into the final.